Welcome back, everybody. It's Ask the Expert with Recycle Frog. If you've got a question, now's the time to get on the telephone and ask it. 613-789-6559, extension 2803. Ottawa.morning@ctv.ca is our email address if you'd like to ask a question that way. You can also Facebook us. Just go onto our Facebook page, ask a question. David Martinek is here from Recycle Frog. Okay, we're going to take people through the steps that they might encounter when they go to one of your events. We'll list off some events that you've got coming up because you're always busy.
Yeah, we've got events going on all this week as well.
Yeah, and again, I should mention that you're a company that resides right here in the nation's capital. Right. You're not one of those fly-by-nights that comes in out of nowhere.
Permanently located right here in Ottawa.
Right. Okay, so the first thing is, if you're the customer, you've brought me a gold-looking ring, right?
Yep, that's right. So what I'm going to now do is take a couple of seconds to explain the process.
Okay.
So I'll say there's a few things we need to do. We need to do a rare earth magnet test. Gold and silver, solid gold and silver will never stick to a rare earth magnet. So once it passes that test, I need to determine what the purity of that is. Is it 10 karat, 14 karat, 18 karat or better?
Right.
What I need to now do is put it on our resistance test.
Yeah, just to let you know, on the inside of the ring is stamped 10 karat gold.
That's right.
Okay.
And we do the visual inspection as well to see if we can find that hallmark so that we can then verify it on our tester here.
And customers coming in, they should look for a stamp or anything like that just so they're aware.
Yep, so it's always a good idea if you can do a little bit of pre-sorting beforehand, then at least you get a sense of what you've got.
Okay.
So now we're putting it on what's called a resistance tester.
Okay.
And you're going to clamp it underneath there.
I want it under the alligator clip.
That's right.
Right.
This pen here will send an electrical charge through the gel.
Okay.
And then it's going to time how quickly the current travels through the gold.
Okay.
The faster it goes through, it means it's lower resistance and therefore higher purity. So essentially, this is going to time exactly how quickly the current travels through it, and then convert that to, in this case, we'll just take that up if you'd like to see that.
Right.
It's a bit of an odd reading. People will say, oh, 11 karat, is there such a thing? This tester is so accurate, depending on exactly where you're testing, it will confirm with accuracy what the purity of the material is. So I would literally test this a few times just to make sure I had a consistent reading.
Right.
Or right around that 10 karat mark that it's stamped. And then once I know what the purity of the material is, the next thing I do is I'm going to put it on my scale over here. So you'll take that off.
It says 11 carats.
Yep.
So we're a carat above what we thought.
Yeah, slightly better than the stamp, which is good. Now we've got it on here. We've got 7 point. Now the scale is extremely sensitive. If I put my hand over here, you'll see how that bounces around.
Right. So it's quite accurate.
Extremely, and it's a government certified scale. Everybody in this business has to have a government certified scale.
You calibrate this all the time, I would assume.
Absolutely. First thing in the morning it gets calibrated. I just hit that button.
Yeah.
So now we've got 7 point, and we round up 9 grams.
You round up, not like the penny.
That's right.
Right, gotcha.
We'll round up, and then we're going to punch that into our spreadsheet. So we've got 7.9 grams of 10 karat gold, and that works out to be at this morning's prices, you're looking at $121.10 for that ring. So that works out to be 70% of the value of that gold. There's probably about $135 worth of gold there. We pay, the customer walks away with a check for $121, and then we will go ahead and recycle that on their behalf.
Right.
That's how complex, if you want to call it, the process is. And all of this is done just like we did right now, right in front of the customer. You're about as far as the customer is from me every single time we do this.
Right.
So you get to see all of the results, you get to see the scale, we punch it into the spreadsheet, and then we make that offer. And again, most people will just be delighted with the offer, accept it, we write a check immediately, and off you go with your check, and then we recycle everything. The nice part about this, and most people don't realize, even this 7.9 grams of 10 karat gold, the environmental impact of recycling this gold itself, you're looking at probably close to about 20 tons, probably 15 to 20 tons of mine waste that does not have to be generated because you're recycling this as opposed to digging it out of the ground.
Right.
So you're walking away with money, and you're also helping the environment. So it's a really nice win-win.
Well, do you know what happens to the gold once you send it off to the...
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So they're going to take this along with everything else that we've purchased, they're going to melt it down and turn it back into pure gold. So the refining process is actually, it's the same as it has been really for the last 200 or 1,000 years, really, a couple of thousand years. The gold, because it's very, very heavy, it's a dense metal, it literally, as the melting happens, it settles on the bottom, Everything else that's impure, so this being 41.6% gold, the other 58% of the impure materials, the brass, the coppers, the zincs, whatever is mixed in here, rises to the surface. You're left with pure gold.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yep, it's extremely simple. Really hasn't changed in thousands of years.
That's pretty cool.
And then they just basically pour out that pure gold and either turn it into bars or wafers or little nuggets of pure gold that then sort of get back out into the economy and reused.
Sure could use a wafer or a nugget about now. Listen, we're going to take a break, but as we do, as we head into segment 3 with Recycle Frog, here's a look at the events coming up. So the 4th and 5th, that'd be what, today and tomorrow. You're at Carlton Place Arena from 11 till 5. 5th and the 6th, Island Park Center in Alexandria. 7th and 8th of the month, Churchill Senior Center in Westboro from 12 to 6. And from 9 to 4 on February 9th to 10th at the Southway Hotel. Lots of opportunities for you to visit their friends at Recycle Frog. We'll take a break and be back with segment 3 of Ask the Expert. If you want to get in touch with us, give us a quick phone call, 613-789-6559, extension 2803. We'll be right back.
Worked out well that you resumed.